Hello, everybody, and welcome to the next match in the Zelda 1 Randomizer 2020 Random Percent Tournament. Tonight we have a match between johntabin and LackAttack 24. This is game 2 of their series. johntabin took game 1, and, well, here we are. I am Alsoa, and I am joined by Gary and Old Wolf.
How you doing today, Alsoa?
Pretty good, actually. It's kind of nice out. Red, not raining. So the Loser's Remorse flag that was chosen for this match by LackAttack 24 was to turn on extra bosses.
Ooh, looks like we're starting with only 2 Triforces.
But they do start with the bow and arrow, which actually may be very important.
Oh yeah, because with the extra bosses, that means we might get more go mode. Of course, because we started with it, we probably won't have any of them blocking any.
Oh, come on. It'll block all the stuff that they already have, like the 2 Triforces and the bow. And I think we have Shape's back half.
I was just trying to figure out, is that a possible actual location for either quest?
I think it's one row too high for that to be the start of 1Q8.
And it's definitely too far to the left for it to be second quest. Extraction Bishop, I believe it was 2 and 5 from first were the Triforces.
That sounds right. It was definitely staggered in that form. We have at least a mixed quest overworld because level 2 was a recorder lake.
To answer the question in chat, what does random percent mean? Could they have potentially started with any item? Yes, almost every flag in the randomizer is turned on to 50-50, including all of the possible starting items. The only thing that is guaranteed is it's no more than 2 items that you start with. And you also get to start with a random number of Triforce.
One thing we are also guaranteed is Cave Shuffle. And that decision came about due to the 2019 tournament being a no Cave Shuffle tournament. It was decided that potentially having 2 of those in a row might get a little bit stale.
And it is nice to see our any roads are moved around, so Power Bracelet has a chance to actually mean something.
We are
There's
definitely
our wood
in
sword
a
at Vanilla
quest.
Star. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to say we're definitely in a mixed quest.
Did we have the Recorder Lake at Vanilla? Or did we see a spot that's not in first quest?
Well, we had the Recorder Lake at Vanilla 2, and we had the normal level 5 at level 5.
Speaking of level 5, johntabin has found 5. I did not see where he went in there, though.
It was 1 west of the start screen. LackAttack is going to buy his candle. He does not have a sword yet, but he does have some money, so he can use those arrows.
So at this point, we know where Wood Sword is, which is always a good thing. And having bow and arrows to start means we have a little bit extra defense or power than we normally do to start a receive. And I think I just saw our door repair is one of the ones that's very hard to be able to up A out of.
Yeah, nothing says fun like just the game saying ha and then taking away your money.
And as Nochi is pointing out in chat, Lack gambled in a money-making game and got plus 57, I believe I saw it was.
That is correct. So, Lack currently doing a good job on the money in this seed. The lack of sword is actually not that big of a factor yet because he's choosing not to take the dungeons, and level 8 was ladder block to begin with. Although he does not know that.
And one thing to note is we found vanilla level 4 is part of the any roads, which means if there's a raft block, it only blocks one. And we have bomb upgrades instead of white sword magical.
So that knowledge does a couple of things for the runners. One is that it makes that bow and arrow start a little bit more valuable because that will be an offensive upgrade for them. It increases the value of the wand exponentially. And there's a bookshop.
Always fun having boomstick on.
So I think seeing that bookshop combined with not seeing that there's going to be no sword upgrades, Lack may choose to prioritize the wand a little bit more than he normally might, as the wand could be a potentially massive offensive upgrade for him. Tabin is now exploring the northeast as Lack is exploring near the start.
And we got a nice medium secret, 38 rupees, which is always great when you find that big of a medium secret.
Absolutely. Especially with it being the most common type of secret. It's always good to see when those roll up, as opposed to the 25s that sometimes like to show up.
Ooh, and we have a 30 for the cost of bomb. Don't think we're going to buy very many of those today.
Now, especially with it being a seed where the boomstick is available, and that's a curious level 3 start.
That could potentially be second quest. Pretty sure that's the row that would be tall on the second quest level 3.
If this is a second quest level 3, then the runners actually have the Triforces out of levels 3 and 4.
Right,
yeah, that's a second quest block. 3. So, shapes, back half, second quest front half. That actually makes keys a bit more of a factor than they might have been otherwise.
And I think that also means we're almost guaranteed to have dungeon items shuffled, because you can't have vanilla items when the wand is in level 8 in second quest, but level 6 in first quest type dungeon.
That is correct. Any non-pure first quest or pure second quest dungeon layout, force checks, shuffle dungeon items.
Well, if we had pure shapes, that would be able to have that.
That is correct.
To answer the question in chat, I'm a little confused. Are dungeon shaped random or the same as the original dungeons? What we're using is the random flag for the dungeon shapes. There's first quest shapes, which would be all the first quest dungeon layouts. There's second quest shapes, which would be the second quest dungeon shapes. And then we have what we call shapes, which is generated dungeons by the program. And then we also have mixed options, which mean levels 1 to 6 could be first quest, or it could be second quest or shapes, and then 7 to 9 could even end up still being the same, but has the option of any of the 3 as well.
And it's part of why there's a couple key things you want to look out for in your first couple of dungeons. If you start in a dungeon room that you know is not in either quest location, then you know that you're going to be in shapes. if you start seeing a lot of vanilla items in, say, levels 1 and 2, then you know that whatever quests levels 1 and 2 are, there's a decent chance that that will carry on through the back half. As Lack finds level 2.
Real Sam, I don't know for sure if you have mixed first quest and shapes, if you can still have vanilla items. I think technically it should be possible, but I'm not completely...
So theoretically, logically, it would be fine because shapes currently follows the first quest dungeon rules, but because there's no way to force it to be mixed first quest and shapes, the randomizer has to assume that it could be any combination of first, second, and shapes. Pretty sure that's how that works. But don't quote me on it, please. Or if you do, just redirect all of my quotes to Fred so that he can yell at me.
So I just checked in the program, and if you go into it and choose mixed plus shapes for the dungeon quest, the shuffle dungeon items option does gray out automatically. So if it's not pure first quest, pure second quest, it's guaranteed dungeon items are shuffled.
And we just saw a heart in a staircase on Black's side. Now, I don't recall if we've seen the coast item. If the coast item is a heart, we are guaranteed heart shuffle. If the coast item is not a heart, that could very well just be the coast heart, and we're not guaranteed heart shuffle yet.
Right, we need to see another heart that's in a dungeon staircase, or find the coast heart. No, for sure.
Alternatively, we could find a floor item in any dungeon that is not 1 or 3.
Right, because we have second quest, the floor item is not in 2 this.
That is not a great large secret.
I did not see what it was.
71.
Ooh. At least our meat price is less than that, so if that meat block ends up being required, at least we know where to, and how much it's going to cost us.
Well, we know that there's not going to be a meat block in level 3, as we've already seen where that meat block leads to. You come into it from the north. However, level 7 could still have a meat block in it. So our secret values are going to be 9 for the small, 38 for the medium, and 71 for the large.
Which, if this would end up being a second quest version of Mixed Overworld, that's actually not that bad money-wise.
Agreed.
But if it's first quest, that sucks money-wise.
Well, when you consider that when you consider just how much less money is in second quest compared to first quest, if you're always assuming that it's going to be a second quest money overworld, finding out it's first quest probably is actually better than not, and we definitely have heart shuffle.
Was that a heart underneath the Armos? I didn't see what it was.
That was indeed a heart underneath the Armos.
So to answer the question in chat by Halanini Snow, do we know how many items each dungeon contains, or is that random as well? We do know how many are in each dungeon. If Heart Shuffle is off, you will have 1 item per dungeon except for First Quest 1, Second Quest 4, and Level 8. In Level 8, and either 1 or 4 depending on quest, you will have 2 items plus the heart on the floor. So if Heart Shuffle is on, then you add an additional possible item in every dungeon. Except for 9. 9 always has 2 items.
Now, the thing that will be interesting to see is if we have dungeon items in their vanilla rooms. Because if the dungeon items are in their vanilla rooms, then the runners will know exactly what room they need to clear in every dungeon to get their floor heart, and that will speed their dungeon combat up quite a bit.
And that's always fun to find a patron level 1.
Patra is like the worst roommate ever because he just yells really loudly and hits you while you're in your door. And johntabin finds level 9.
That looked like second quest 9 starting position.
If that was second quest 9 starting position, then our initial assessment about 8 being shapes was incorrect, and I'm guessing I just missaw where that start room was in level 8.
Yeah, I must have too. I thought it was on the number column that they came.
Now, this does give rise to the possibility of pure vanilla items. That is a 50-50 flag that is enabled because now we know it's pure second.
Actually, it won't be because we have Heart Shuffle.
That's right.
Because you can't turn Heart Shuffle on unless you shuffle the dungeon item.
I keep forgetting. Like, it's weird how... Oh, hi. There's a red candle.
Red candle on the floor. And Lack doesn't even bother because he already has blue candle.
And we do not yet know what our red bubble curse is. Lack did not take a bot from the bubbles, and the magical shield is the white sword item. So there will be a bomb upgrade scattered amongst the dungeon items.
And we saw the red candle was in an Aquamenus room in level 1. I'm pretty sure that's the vanilla room unless second quest changes.
That is indeed the vanilla room, so that could be very good information for Lack to have, is that he now knows he just needs to clear boss rooms. And
boss
think
room and item room.
Yes. And I think that's the strategy you would take going forward, is if a room doesn't have a stair or something like a key drop that you know can be in there, you probably just start skipping rooms left and right.
As long as you know second quest.
Yes.
And there's our boomerang, magical boomerang.
Some would say that is the best item in the game.
I would agree, and I will be right back.
I would argue that whichever boomerang you find first is the correct one to pick up. But realistically, as long as you're comfortable with the item, it doesn't matter. Yes, that was in the normal boomerang drop room in Second Quest 1. So it looks like today we're going to have rooms in their vanilla locations. What this means is that as bad as Second Quest 2 is, it does have 6 keys in it. To answer the question in chat of why skip the candle, LackAttack already has a blue candle, and because he has bow and arrow, the bow and arrow can hurt everything that the red candle can. So there's really no need for him to go out of his way to pick that up and risk getting hit by a red bubble.
My apologies, I am back. I had to step away to take the phone.
Well, did you put the phone back?
Well, yeah, but...
Looks like LackAttack gets a forced bomb off of the Dodongo. Gets the sideways clip into the block clip into the stair.
And if I remember my little bit of second quest knowledge I have, level 3's item will always be on the floor.
That is correct. And because we have what appears to be vanilla drops in their drop rooms, it will be in a sand room. Gels and keys rolled up, which means we actually have plus minus 4 HP on enemies.
So have we seen what the red bubble curse is yet?
Not that I can tell. Neither runner has been willing to let us know what that is.
That's always one of those things you don't ever want to find out unless you have a Triforce right there to pick. Especially if it turns out to be either slow or inverted controls, because those are the two worst ones.
Lack trying to set up the Canana key, but is unable to. He's going to have to come back later when he has a key. And both items are going to be down underneath that locked door. Dante looks like he's going to do some gamble strats to try to raise some money. Probably looking to purchase a blue ring. Or maybe that book. Ooh, but loses 43. Lack has now gone back to his overworld exploration, and Johntabin has already lost 70 rupees on this gamble. He's going to need a big payout here soon, or else he will end up going broke trying to get this money. There we go. He is now back up to 176. Yeah, I'm guessing he's either looking for book or blue ring here.
Which, knowing his abilities, I'd say he's probably more likely looking for the book.
That is kind of a far walk to go to the gamble, then. Slack is now on 198 rupees himself.
And I believe the book did roll up a little bit in price. I think it was like 205, 206, something like that.
Yes. Johntabin is 3 away. Will he get it? Oh, he gambles right and loses 43. But gets his big 57. That gives him 217. That is enough to buy the book.
And he's risking it again. So maybe he is looking for blue ring.
Maybe. LackAttack is at 210. He is able to buy the book now. Let's see if he decides to buy it here. And it looks like the answer will be yes. LackAttack will purchase the book.
So one thing we know is the book had potential to be for translating for hints, but I believe we already know that that's not the case. And the other possibility besides Boomstick is it could be Atlas giving us the maps for every dungeon.
And even in the vanilla dungeon shapes, Atlas is still not a bad thing to have for some of the larger dungeons to make sure you have your bearings straight.
And especially if you haven't confirmed second quest for 789.
Johntabin is back in the gamble den. Not having the best of luck with it.
I think at this point he's spending quite a bit of money on it. And to answer the question in chat, yes, John did see the Boomstick book, and actually it was on the screen right next to where the money-making game. But he had more than enough to grab it, but still went on to keep gambling. So we're thinking he might be trying to make a blue ring play.
And I can see the desire to have blue ring. You know you don't have sword upgrades. You're gonna have wish robes somewhere, and for all you know, Wanda's gonna be in level 9. Although there is that 50% chance base that the red ring silver arrows will be in 9, so the wand will be available elsewhere. There still is always the possibility that Wanda's in 9, or just buried deep somewhere in like a second quest 4 where you just don't want to go get it.
Right. Because it's always in 4.
To answer the question in chat, no sword upgrades, how come? The reason is that there is a flag in the randomizer that replaces the white sword and magical sword with +2 bomb upgrades. That flag has been set to 50-50, and in this case, it is on. John Tabin getting some hints.
So we'll see if these end up being true. Korea Grumbles, if I remember right, is 7.
That is 7. Red candle
One
and
has
1.
a red candle, we know that's true.
Gliok larks with the recorder.
So one we know is true, the other 2 we don't know yet.
I feel like you would take the hints and just kind of roll with them. Because you haven't seen any you don't know yet if they're going to be deceptive or not. But if nothing else, it at least gives you a potential lead.
Right, and to clarify the question in chat, the hint said Gliok lurks, which means it's talking about level 4. If it was Gliok returns, then it would be talking about...
And it looks like we do have the book as an atlas.
Which is nice, because it confirms that you weren't wrong about it being second quest. And answer the question in chat about wouldn't it all be true. If it is deceptive hints, 50% of the time the hints will be true, and then 50% of the time they'll be random, with the chance of the random still ending up.
And good news for LackAttack, he was able to get the Canana key to get down to this portion of level 3. Only able to pull out the heart container, but he does have one of the 2 items out of level 3. And he's going to grab this Triforce for the health refill. One thing that I think the runners may want to start looking to spend their money on is going to be keys. And it is second quest 8.
There is our confirmation. Oh, okay, it was in the dash, not the 8.
There is this walkthrough wall to the north. We have not seen this portion of level 8. Ooh, a key. Very important. So, if there's one thing that you need to remember about Second Quest 8, it's that literally every room that has blocks in it is probably a staircase. I like this play from Black to try the other walls first before spending that precious key.
Yeah, especially because we seem to be finding a lot of key doors. And there's another key.
Level 8 has...
God.
John Tabin facing off against a 4-headed Gliok in a useless moat room. He's got 3 of the heads. He's just got to get 1 more down. And apparently level 8 is being renamed to level Spider.
So something that was pointed out in chat that I missed originally, we do have permanent sword beams on.
That is good news from, if nothing else, a standpoint of, okay, you always have some sort of ranged weapon. You don't have to worry about, okay, well, I'm in a shoot room and the enemies are on the other side of the shoot. Now I have to obey because I don't have anything ranged. You will always have that ranged option. And we see the other side of the ladder block that was found earlier.
And there's the wooden boomerang in level 5.
Yeah, not what John was looking for, but it could be worse. Ish. But you see, we have yet to find the best item in the game, which is the raft, which is only going to open one spot in the sea.
And like always, we'll say it's not required until it is.
I'm just waiting for raft to be required to get to silver somehow. To answer the question in chat as to why Lack is clearing out this room, I believe that is a room that can have a compass or a key in it in Second Quest 8. Now, there is the question of whether it's worth it to do that when you don't have a ladder, but he is going to take the stair and is now in the outside edge of the spiral.
And to answer the question in chat, is there a chance that you won't need to fight Ganon in 9? Yes. There is a flag for forcing Ganon fight, and it is one of the flags that is 50-50 for this flag set. So until we get into 9, we won't know if he's required.
And this is important. Johntabin has not yet figured out that it is pure Second Quest. So he's spending a lot of time and resources on these walls that will not open.
Is there something I'm not remembering about Second Quest 5 that he's wasting resources? Or is it because he's not paying attention to Second Quest?
I think it's that he is checking bomb walls that lead to rooms that are not on the map.
Oh, okay.
That's the main thing.
I thought maybe there was something I didn't remember about Second Quest.
No, it's that just checking rooms that aren't on the map layout. And those arrows are going to come in handy in this room as there are Bull's Voice.
And I think the fires might have rolled down. I think I saw him take a fire down with a wooden...
That is always a good fire. I want to say that's correct, because I thought I recall seeing that earlier, but not 100% sure. If the fires did roll down, then that is good news for them when it comes to bomb droppers in these levels, as they are considered bomb droppers in the drop groups. That is one thing the logic takes into account, is with the fires and the Zulls, is they will not be considered droppers if they cannot be killed.
Can't be killed with at least magical sword or silver arrows or a bomb.
Correct. So level 8 has about as many I actually want to say it has 7 sets of transports, 2 of which are one-way, and then 2 item stairs.
So it's like the first Quest 9 in terms of number of staircases, but with not as many rooms.
Yes. So, potential meat block out of that one room in level 8. And the reason I say potential is because there's about 28 stairs per square mile in level 8. There's probably a workaround to get in there.
And of course, because this is Second Quest Dungeons, we knew that that meat block was going to be in 3 and 8. Because unlike First Quest and Shapes, it's never moved in Second Quest.
That is correct. So the things like the meat block, the bomb upgrades, anything involving the old men is not turned on in Second Quest. Simply due to the fact that Second Quest has far fewer old men than First Quest does. So it's more likely you're just going to end up with them in their vanilla spots anyway. And all of the Gomas you could ever want. This looks like a Chevy room. It is. And that is a ladder block to level 8 from this north portion, unless there is another stair to get there. We still have a couple rooms unseen.
Level 8, I'm sure there is another stair around there somewhere.
Yeah, like, asking if level 8 has stairs is like, yes, level 8 has stairs. All of them. I'm thinking about it. I think level 8 in second quest has as many stairs as first quest 1 through 8 combined. In terms of individual stair rooms. And this looks to be the confirmation of ladder blocks level 8. Dante is doing his exploration. He will come across level 1 soon. We have not seen levels 4 or 7 yet, so I'm starting to think that those are going to be blocked by some item that as of yet is not known.
And that's always fun to find when a Zol doesn't even die to a boss. Especially with the ladder block and you're trying to kill him so you can get out of the room.
You know what I think it's going to be? I think there's a required item in that level 2. Like a power bracelet that'll lead to more of the seed. Or we have Deceptive Hints and enter quarter in 2. In either case, I think 2's the answer.
About the only thing we know for sure is it's not vanilla items, because we've already seen the wooden boomerang in a dungeon where it doesn't belong.
Yeah. I think it's more interesting when you don't have vanilla items in some cases. Like, there are a couple of instances where having vanilla items can make seeds extremely interesting, right? Anytime you have second quest overworld. But I think in general, not having the items in their vanilla locations puts a little bit. It puts more emphasis on clear your small dungeons first and less on just pray you find the dungeons that have the items you want, like Recorder and Ladder. And LackAttack is now in level 5. Let's see if he decides to pull the item out of here.
And of course, because he has Atlas from the book, he already knew for sure what the map was going to look like, even if he hadn't already figured out it was second.
You know, if there's one thing this seed is not shy about, it is having the runners do all of the combat.
I don't think you commented on it, or if you did, it was while I was taking a phone call earlier. Johntabin is actually using pause strap.
You know, I did not notice that, but I think with it can be a good play with the random red bubble curse, because if it's something like, okay, well, red bubbles are going to slow me down, it can give you that little bit of extra time to plan out what your next move will be. You do lose the ability to quick select your items, but if it's something you're used to doing, then yeah, go for it. There's benefits to both.
And for anybody that doesn't know what we mean by pause strats, one of the options in the randomizer is you can make select be either your pause button like it is in the vanilla game, or it will select swap. It will swap items for your B button. If you have the pause feature on, you're able to use the pause button to get an idea of what's happening in the room to try and avoid getting hit. It's best well known probably from Saber using it, but a lot of runners have started to use it.
And there are some flags in the randomizer that can make the pause feature be extremely valuable, such as the random bubble curse, one-hit knockout, and when you have a low amount of hearts, such as in this case, having pause strats may be helpful. LackAttack is determined to get this Gleeok down. I don't recall where the nearest fairy fountain is, but that may be something to consider at some point. If Gleeok keeps giving him trouble, is to go to the fairy fountain. He may also just be looking to get a certain pattern to where he can duck and dodge around the Gleeok at will, which it seems like he's starting to get now is a good pattern for it, as the heads are kind of leaving him alone, the fireballs are being pretty consistent in just going different places, and he's got it.
And if I remember right, level 5 is one to the left of the vanilla start screen. So the closest fairy fountain is probably the one over by vanilla 3 and...
You know, that's a good feeling when you do all that effort, you kill the Gleeok, and then the Garria just snipes you because that's what they do.
But hey, as long as you made it through that room, you don't have to kill Gleeok again.
That is correct. Most of the bosses and mini-bosses in this game will not respawn if you clear the room. The exception will be the 3 Dodongos and the Land Molas. I think the Land Molas are a little bit weird in how they respawn, and that you have to go through the room a couple of times. But
yeah,
the 3 Dodongos will follow the... Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, the 3 Dodongos will follow the normal enemy patterns of enemies will respawn after you have gone through 6 unique rooms since you've killed them.
And the Land Molas, until you either leave the dungeon and go back in, or until you go through the room a second time, they will not respawn. Once you go through that room a second time, then the next time in, they will respawn.
And to answer the question in chat, yes, the runners did start with the bow and the wooden arrows. And with that ladder block in 5, I think I'd be very tempted to go ahead and try 2 again at this point, as I'm not sure how much overworld they have left. 2 may be their only option. Or, remember that both runners were key blocked out of level 3. LackAttack does have 2 keys now. He could go for that second item in level 3.
And to answer the question, yes, Heart Shuffle is on. We found a heart as the Armos item. We saw a heart as the Coast item, I believe. And I believe we saw a heart in a dungeon. Is that what I'm remembering?
Yes. We've seen at least 1 Stair heart, a heart as the Armos item, and the Coast heart as the Coast heart. LackAttack is immediately coming back to level 2. Ready to try his hand at this again. Now that he's got a magic shield, that will help him out a good bit. And as weird as this sounds, the bubble is actually the best thing about this room. We saw the Magic Boomerang in level 1 as a floor item. We have not seen the floor item in level 2.
Alright, that was the other thing that clued us into Heart Shuffle was on, because we had both Red Candle and the Blue Boomerang both in level 1, and this is second quest 1, so we only have 2 max items, not like first quest where we have a...
LackAttack is now going to face off against this Patra, opting to use one of his keys instead of keep trying to go through that wizard room. Not a bad idea. Johntabin is now doing his West Death Mountain exploration. Finds the hint for the magical bombs. And it can be safely said that this seed definitely wants to put the runners through the ringer of making sure their combat is up to snuff.
Now, I haven't been keeping track of where all the dungeons are. Have we even seen level 7?
We have not seen level 7, and we have not seen level 4.
So at this point, we don't know for sure yet if it's Deceptive hints or if it, and we got lucky to get a true one, or if they're all.
That is correct. Although, if it is true hints, I imagine the runners will be pretty happy to see the magic key out of level 7, given its full second quest.
Except for the fact that level 7 is another Spiral of Death, with only one item in it, or 2 items with.
That's a minor detail right now. Ooh, and Lack making good use of the arrows to get the fairy from afar, keeping himself safe in the process. LackAttack will have to walk through that wall to the north to go north into the tip of the A. I can see wanting to kill the wizard if you're trying to walk through the wall to the north so that it's not just bothering you the entire time you're going.
I think really what he was doing is he wanted to push on that to confirm that he wouldn't have a staircase that led to there. Because second quest does have the ability to have staircases that you can only get to from one end of the stair.
The famous one-way stair. Finding a Petra in a sand room. LackAttack is looking for a Gliok room for the floor drop here on level 2.
But he has to kill the Patcher if he wants to go south.
He is doing good work with it, and is going to take out the Patra damageless. Looks like the blue wizards only rolled up +1, which means they will still go down in 3 bombs. To answer the question in chat, the remorse flag was to turn on extra bosses, which is why you're seeing so many patches everywhere. You know what I'd love to see, but would hate to see if I was a runner?
What's that?
The magical 11 Patra 7.
I think 11 Dig Doggers might be better just because it's like, wait, I can't go anywhere.
Well, it looks like this Gliok room is going to be on the north side of the dungeon, unless it's right here. It is not. This is another Patra. I have stepped away from the mic as requested. Both runners now in level 2. Both runners trying to make their way through. I don't recall if johntabin picked up the map, the actual map itself, or if he has the book. Based on the tracker, it looks like he
picked up the map. I saw him pick the map.
Okay. Then he should now know that at least his front half is second quest, and if he saw his start screen at 9, he likely knows it's full second quest at this point. So here's a question that the runners probably haven't been thinking about much, but can be a factor. What do you think our life or money toll rooms are going to be in this scene?
Being that keys have been so scarce, I'm thinking it's going to be like 5 keys or a part.
You know, I almost want to see it be like 5 keys or like 60 rupees. LackAttack is clearing out this room. I don't recall if this room has a drop, and if so, what the drop is. We're hearing in chat that this could be a top left corner key, which would be good for Lack, as he currently is sitting on 0. Johntabin takes a death to the Wizrobe in the shoot room. Again, I don't believe Lack has been up there yet. Lack gets the compass. Ooh, the Triforce is at the top of the dungeon. So both the item and the Triforce are going to be up there, unless the item is blocked by that Wizrobe vertical room. We'll see if LackAttack decides to go to the corner here. I think he will, just if for no other reason than to get the key out of the shoot room, because it's a key. And all keys are valuable in second quest. All of them. Ooh, it takes a Wizrobe beam. Able to avoid that one. Oh, look, it's sniped! And Johntabin is now in level 2 as well. He has cleared this patch. He's going to go through this stair. I think he's going to try to make his way back up to that shoot room.
Not realizing he's out of keys.
The keys in this seed just do not exist. Johntabin finds a way back into the stair room he was just in. Looks like LackAttack is going to walk through the wall. We'll see if he picks up the Triforce and runs, or if he's going to brave the dungeon again. We are seeing this upper left portion of the level from Johntabin. Let's see what he does with it. It is the Gleok room. What is the floor drop? A heart.
Just another heart.
I think that's actually going to put it in level 3 behind that locked door. We have seen the floor heart in level 2. It was double heart container. The one on the floor plus the one in the stair. And I think at this point, barring Forgotten Spot having a level, you probably just find a way to get keys and go back to level 3. Level 4 is at the Forgotten Spot.
So that's a good find, because we know there's 2 items in this dungeon. One of them could be a heart, but we're guaranteed 2 items.
We'll also remember that Heart Shuffle is on, so that floor item now is in the pool, so it's 3 items in this dungeon.
Oh, right, yeah, 3.
And if it is a truthful hint, we know one of them is the recorder.
And of course, the hint could refer to an item on the floor, not just the items in the transports, or stair.
That is correct. Our first item in level 4 is a heart. Something that would be good for Lack here is to pick up a couple extra keys. He will be looking for a 4 BMOS room for his floor drop.
Glad you know them, because I don't know second quest well enough to find them. And there's our power bracelet in the second stair.
This is interesting. I don't think Lack has seen the hint for recorder possibly being in here. I wonder if he continues to dig it, or if he just says, nope, I'm good. I don't need to search more of a second quest 4.
Probably depends on how long until he finds the Triforce. Sail not to save the princess. Well, that's good to know we don't need the raft, assuming...
Well, given the only level we're missing at well, no, actually we're missing 2 levels. We also, I don't believe, have seen level 6.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing either 6 or 7.
That's also a vector. Good on Lack to clear this room, as this is normally the heart trap room. I would think if Lack is going to stick it out, it would be because he either wants keys or because he knows he's ladder blocked out of 2 dungeons, and this is the only dungeon he's seen yet where there's currently no ladder block. LackAttack will find the map of level 4, which he already has from the book. He's not able to go that way. He's going to have to go around. Johntabin is back in level 2.
Oh, he doesn't have the compass yet, so he doesn't know where the Triforce is. So I was going to say, I thought he'd seen both items. Why is he still here? But he hasn't seen the compass yet to find out where the Triforce is.
That is correct. And Lack looks to be... He might leave 4 now, given that he doesn't have a whole lot of options besides that locked door, which he has no keys to go through. I don't think this is a bad play, given he doesn't have the information of potential recorder in there. Combined with the power bracelet does open up about 6 or 7 spots. To answer the question in chat, a combination of combat and ladder blocks have been holding the runners back from really going quickly in the seed. Lack will find the hint shop, but has no money. And for those that are just joining us, the reason the combat has been so tough is that it is a ±4 HP roll, and there are no sword upgrades available to the runners. Nor have items such as the wand or the silver arrows been found yet that would give them a combat boost.
But they did start with bow and wooden arrows, so at least they were guaranteed some kind of combat.
And it is a boomstick seed, so it is... very possible, as we're seeing on Johntabin's side, he may be looking to pick up the book. He might also be thinking, let me get a blue ring for that level 2.
I would think at this point, because we haven't seen Wand yet, I doubt he'd be wanting a book at this point.
Yeah, a strong case could be made here for picking up that blue ring, given you don't know where the Triforce is in 2, and there's a very good chance that it's blocked by that wizard room.
To answer the question in chat, we saw both the magical shield as the white sword item, and we found the book in a shop. That's what told us that it's a boomstick.
Now, my one question that I would still ask is, when do you start to consider buying keys? LackAttack has opted to go back to level 8. And I believe LackAttack picked up the white sword, magical shield. I'd almost look more for a key purchase than I would anything else. Well, he might have been bomb blocked. There was this one wall that there was at least one wall in this dungeon that he was not able to bomb. And I don't recall if he's been up here yet. He does find the Triforce.
Yeah, I don't remember being up in this part of the map, so this could be a new area, so maybe he'll find what he's looking for.
He just might. He does have to watch out for the one-way staircases.
And of course, despite all the staircases, we found a push block that doesn't
Well, I mean, not every room in level 8 is a staircase, just 97% of them. Oh, and his ladder blocked in this Goma room. He is going to have to up A.
And I'm pretty sure he's been in that room previously.
And it is slow movement for the red bubble curse. Oh, man.
That's always fun, because that prevents you from being able to block clip and ladder clip and everything else like.
I will say it right now. Slow movement is the worst of the red bubble curses. We have already seen one item in level 3 is the heart container from LackAttack doing a Kananaki. We do not know what the other item is. You know what I think Lack probably wants to see most? As johntabin is going to buy a key. Lack might actually want to see Magic Key or Wand, just from the sheer standpoint of Wand will allow him to use that book and just start wrecking the combat. LackAttack gets his Triforce out of level 8, gets the health refill, gets the bubble curse removed. And johntabin is about to get the bad news that it is 2 locked doors in level 3 blocking his path. Ladder would also be a good find because the ladder gets you into level 5, potentially gets you into level 7, as Lack is cursed again by the red bubbles. And this room will not have a staircase.
And there's the bad news for John, that he needs another key.
So if you're John, do you go out and buy another key just to potentially spend it here? Or do you try to go somewhere else in hopes that you can just find more keys in another dungeon?
Me, personally, I'd probably not have bought the first key to begin with, so I'm probably not the best one to ask that. But having already bought one, I'd probably just go buy another.
What John might do here is save after buying the key. That way, if it's nothing in level 3, he can get his key back.
Actually, I believe he saved after the first key purchase, so if this one doesn't work, he'll retry without and get money back from both of them, as Catastrophe actually is pointing out.
So good news, LackAttack finds a stair. Bad news, he's slow, so he can't clip. But also good news, the main handler is lowered HP, so he might be able to kill it. Although it is moving pretty fast. I think... Yeah, you know what? I like this save here. Lack may go back. It's right. He's right next to start. He can go right back in. He'll be full speed again. John finds the level 3 Triforce. He is going to be the first runner to see the second item of level 3. What is it?
Maybe, depending on what's blocking it.
True. There could be another key door. There is another key door, but this is normally the drop room. But is it anything good?
Oh, and he's out of rupees. He can't use his bow and arrow on that Poleswood.
And he slowed down. johntabin misses the rupee that was on the ground. That would have let him kill this Pole's voice for free. Lack is going to get through this room without getting cursed. That will help him out tremendously when he gets back to that stair room.
And these bubbles are really giving John a tough time. Oh, and it's just another heart.
Oh, that hurts.
I would probably retry from that one, not worry. and get my money back rather than have. I mean, yeah, I'd lose 2 hearts, but at this point, I don't know that I would need those 2 more hearts.
I mean, unless he's thinking about the magical bomb upgrade, would be the only reason to keep it. But even then, double heart in 2, double heart in 3. Ladder might just be here at 8 in this staircase that LackAttack's trying to get to. And he is back in the room. He is full speed. He gets the clip. It's an item.
It's the recorder.
Oh, deceptive hints are on.
So that means the any key may not be in 7. It could be, but it may not.
That's actually that could turn into an extremely important find for Lack if he decides to buy those hints. Or even if he doesn't, Recorder is still very helpful just from the sheer standpoint of...
And there's our ladder.
Level 8 is stacked tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You've got the ladder, you've got the Recorder, you've got the Triforce. I believe we saw the floor drop in there already. LackAttack is ready to go.
And as somebody else pointed out in chat, another thing that's now possible, it's very small chance, but we're not guaranteed that Raft is not required.
LackAttack is going to try his Recorder here. He is
See
going to
where
take the
it takes
Whirlwind.
us.
Vanilla 7.
That means it goes to unbeaten vanilla dungeons, unless that's a dungeon.
Because of the shift from second quest 7 to 8, it looks like it's going to be the complete dungeons.
Second quest got me again.
And johntabin finds 4. This could be interesting. And here's why. We know that the Recorder's not in here. johntabin maybe still be thinking, okay, Recorder's in here, I should dig that out. He'll see the 2 items and stairs pretty quick. It could very well be that Magic Key or Wand is in this level 4, and johntabin will end up digging it out, thinking that the hints are truthful, and reap some sort of benefit from that.
Yep, and to answer the question in chat, the loser's remorse flag was add extra bosses, was turned on.
So now the question, where is level 7?
I think it's going to be Power Bracelet block.
I like this choice from Lack to go ahead and do 5. He's here, he can knock it out, he has ladder. I think he might dig for items in here if he's still looking for a wand. But more than likely, if he sees an item on the way, he'll grab it, elsewise he might just go. Power Bracelet out of 4 for johntabin. We'll see if he continues to dig for the Recorder, or if he decides to just leave.
And actually, somebody pointed it out in chat, the really trolly option would be if 7 ends up at the other rafts.
And to answer the question in chat, we have not seen level 7, nor have we seen level 6. Level 6 is still at large. That could be important. But there's nothing that's going to stop LackAttack from finding it, as he has all of the necessary exploration items to just rip through the scene.
But he does not have Raft.
That is true. I forgot he does not have Raft. We have not seen that yet. johntabin being asked if he's the Green Mario, and getting his hint, sail not to save the princess. That may or may not be true.
Which he doesn't know yet that that's not true. That may not be true, I should say.
LackAttack does take a death to the wizard being stabbed a little bit too early. And his shield was not up to block the orange wizard beam. We also have Green Mario now in chat. So we can confirm that no, johntabin is not the Green Mario. I think LackAttack is looking for some bombs here.
7-8 time is asking, do we know what John just picked up in that room? I did not see that. I did not see him pick something up, so
I want to say that was nothing of significance due to the fact that what's it called? The fact that we didn't mention it earlier, but it could have been a heart container. He's up to 12 hearts. He may be looking to get those magical bombs.
I was just gonna say, doesn't he have 11 hearts now? And I thought he only had 10 beforehand, so that might have been.
If that's the case, then johntabin now knows it's Deceptive hints.
Oh, there was a heart in a staircase.
If that's the case, he might have just picked up bombs. Because I want to say there was a 4-pack of bombs that Lack saw somewhere in one of these rooms. So the key things that LackAttack has right now going for him are he has the recorder and ladder both out of level 8. He also has the Triforces out of 8 and 2. Level 2's Triforce was not blocked by the terrible Wizard Room of Death. But John has found level 7.
I was just gonna point out John doing the smart thing and checking all those power release spots now that he has.
Let's see what johntabin finds in here. This will be fired the arrow to locate the transport stair.
Which, of course, we know this is second quest, so we have several staircases.
Including a one-way.
Isn't there actually 2 one-ways in level 7, or is that level 8 that has 2 of them?
That is level 8 that has the 2 one-ways. Level 7 only has 1. LackAttack looking for bombs off of these wizards, does not get any. And this is probably why he wanted the bombs.
And as Jake Coper's pointing out, we have a nice Kananaki opportunity here if the bubbles and enemies would cooperate.
The Kananaki is when, and we did see Lack do this earlier, and johntabin is going to try it in this room. If you have a room like this with a shutter door and a key door, and you have 0 keys, when you kill the last enemy, the shutter doors will open. If you are walking through the locked door while the last enemy dies, gets red bubbled, so he cannot do it. But if you're walking through the locked door while the last enemy dies, the door will open as the shutter door is opening, and then you can walk back through and you've unlocked that room for free.
Well, this should be a staircase. We got Accomplice on the bottom.
And it is also, the Triforce is nearby, so if this is the stair item, johntabin may opt to just grab this and leave.
But
see, it is not the stair item. Does he continue to dig 7? He's thinking about it. LackAttack kind of stuck here with the red bubbles. Not a whole lot you can do. Looks like he is going to get his speed back. He's gonna try... Oh, but he still gets hit while in the block. And it looks like he's just gonna accept his fate and go forward with a slow movement. John is going to pick up the Triforce out of level 7. We'll see if he goes back. And a blocked door for LackAttack.
I'm not surprised he took that Triforce because the room above it was a ladder block. Although I figured he'd probably try and see if he had another direction he could go, but I guess maybe he already knew he didn't. And 7-8 time, yes, johntabin is using pause strats today.
johntabin doesn't realize it, but he's got to go back to level 8 at this point. And LackAttack using the sub-screen version of the pause tracks, but this is a tough room to get through without losing your speed. I almost think if you're Lack at this point, you just come back. Yeah, he's gonna come back later, it looks. If he can find the wand, that dungeon becomes a lot easier. He's also key blocked out of that one room, so he may want to find some keys.
And we did see both items in 5 already. Both boomerang and there was, what, a heart container in there, or did we not see that?
It was a heart. But Lack finds level 6.
Was that a recorder spot?
Yep. Recorder is required in this seed. Now johntabin really needs to get to level 8. And Lack finds a key. Oh, but he doesn't have bombs.
There's nothing worse than you walk into a room and find Dodongos and you have a 0 for your bomb count. It's like, well, I guess I might as well go.
To be fair, though, bombs are something that he can procure relatively quickly, so he'll come back for that room if he doesn't find the heart somewhere. If he doesn't find the heart item somewhere else, because that could very well be it. Because I believe that 4P mushroom can be the boss room.
Yeah, that's another one of those. I don't know second quest, so I don't know the boss room in second quest. So unlike the runners here that probably do both know, I'd be killing everything I see because I wouldn't know which ones are the drop room.
LackAttack gonna fight the Dig Dogger. And it has gone full speed. One of the scariest things you can fight is a full speed Dig Dogger. Oh, and that's why. It will snipe you before you can blink. johntabin might be a little confused at this point because he's back on Death Mountain. I think he's already been to this area and checked all these spots.
I feel like he thinks he has a mismark somewhere that he keeps going in to these ones that he's already been in.
That could be. I don't think he knows about the fact. I don't think he's been back to level 8 yet, and he just needs to go back to level 8. He's back in level 2. Remember, he has not gotten Triforce out of here, but he has seen both items. And like using the red bubbles to damage boost through this room. Finds a transport. This could also be the heart drop.
John does go up here, he'll find his Triforce.
And he does. That's going to help him out a little bit. It'll at least put him back on even footing with Lack in terms of Triforce count. Lack finding a lot of keys in this level 6. That is a good sign for him. Sees the Triforce.
And I believe
I don't think he's going to go back in.
I was just going to say, I think at this point, he has access to all the levels, because he's seen both 6 and 7, right?
He has not seen level 7.
Oh, so that was johntabin that found 7.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind that. I was going to say there's not really anything else he could potentially need, except for maybe silver arrows, but if he hasn't seen 7 yet, then he doesn't know if Raft is required yet.
He might also be thinking about the wand or the ending key, given how, up until now, he's had a bit of a tough time getting keys, and he already has the book. The wand would just increase his damage output exponentially. Lack is not checking the power bracelet spots just yet. He is continuing to check the recorder spot. But he does get a bomb pack. That may have been what he was looking for. Loses some of his money. But at this point, there's nothing else he's really going to want to buy in the seed, as indicated by the fact that he skipped a letter.
Except maybe keys if he keeps running out of them.
Perhaps. He might actually be going back to 6. No?
Might be going to 4.
No, he's not going. He is going to 4. Interesting.
He got 2 items, but he knows there's a potential 3rd item, I think. Or he went to the wrong.
He might also have been checking to see if he had the Triforce out of it, as given the Triforce swap between 1 and 4, you know. Looks like he is going to check his Death Mountain spots. Honestly, not the worst idea in the world, given that they're still very valid spots that can be checked. Johntabin is now in the grave, and nothing up on the east side of Death Mountain.
Oh, I thought he actually got hit by that tornado.
Yeah, I thought he did too, but apparently not. He just screen wrapped around and said, "Goodbye, tornado."
To answer the question in chat, level 7 is at the power bracelet spot for second quest that's right underneath the Nullify. I think that's second quest 4?
Yes, that is correct. LackAttack gets another 57. As Johntabin's trying to decide what he wants to do, he's going to leave that for now, actually. And LackAttack has opted not to go check first quest, or second quest 4. He might be going back to 6 here. No, he's going to buy these hints. He will get the knowledge that it is Deceptive hint. Well, he can't buy that last one. John's back in 4.
The 3rd one is a false one, so he doesn't necessarily know that they're not true. Or maybe not true.
LackAttack taking a death. Looking like he was heading back towards level 6. I would hope he hasn't mismarked the second quest 4 spot. Although he may be doing it after he does this, given its proximity to where he is now. To answer the question in chat, Recorder was in level 8. It was behind one particular stair, and it was right next to the ladder.
If I remember right, that was a manhandle that was blocking the
That is correct.
Which is interesting, because at first we thought 8 was ladder blocked, so there ended up being a path, so hopefully Johntabin doesn't assume that it's ladder blocked.
And it looks like Black is going back to level 6. He might have mismarked that second quest 4 spot. Wait, no? Not going back to level 6. He might just be going to finish off 5. He does have some keys now, so he can get into a couple doors he couldn't earlier. You know, I do hope for the runner's sake that Ganon is not required. LackAttack's still not going for that bottom left room. But he does have a key, so he's probably going to head straight to the top right. This level 4 is not very open to exploration. This seed is just not giving either of the runners a break. We know where Lack needs to go. We know where John needs to go. They don't know where they need to go. Yes, they will eventually.
At this point, I don't even remember where to did we ever see the Triforce room in 5?
We did not. Yeah, this is a seed.
Oh, there was a ladder block in here.
Yep. I think that's why Lack's keeping on going this way is this is where the ladder block was. He's seen a locked door up here. He wants to get back into this room so that he can go through it.
Oh, potentially required blue Wizrobe room. At least there's only, what is that? 5?
Yep, there's only 5 of them. JT has left level 4, but he is not going to 8. He might be going back to 7. LackAttack down to 1.
Might be going to the ferry.
The fairy fountain would make sense too. LackAttack gets through the blue Wizrobes. He does not have a potion.
I'm guessing that was what Jake Cooper was talking about earlier about being able to flip into that fairy fountain. I never knew you could do that.
Yeah, that is a... That fairy fountain is always an interesting one. Is JT going to go back into level 7 here? He is going to go to level 7. This could have won. This could have something good for him. We don't know what the items in here are yet.
Here's the Triforce in 5.
Lack is going to take it and probably just never come back to this dungeon.
And johntabin had to go through a mugger room, and he didn't have enough money, so he had to give up a...
And that okay, so not only do you have blue Wizrobes everywhere, not only do you have no sword upgrades, you now have pay money or lose bombs on top of all of that. LackAttack is now going to go check his grave whistle spots.
And I'm sure johntabin right now is probably hoping that one of these rooms is going to be a staircase and has the any key in it based.
Which it still could. There's nothing saying it can't. Oh, but now Lack knows it's deceptive hints. Got a hint for the white sword item. The moblin has a ladder in the dead woods.
Oh, yeah. We know that one's not true.
Yeah, I wonder if Lack is just mismarked. Ooh, the any key was in level 7.
The any key.
That could be good for Tabin. That could be very good for Tabin. That will allow him to go anywhere in any dungeon. Lack is going to pick up the heart here. Sorry about that. So with that, johntabin now has the advantage on the keys. But Lack still needs to find level 7. JT still needs to go back to level 8. And that, I think, is gonna... That may hold up JT for a good long while, is getting back into level 8.
So looking at the items that are still pending, we have not seen the ring at all, we haven't seen the raft at all, we haven't seen the wand or the bow or arrows yet. Or the white sword, which is actually a bomb upgrade. I think we only have a couple dungeons left that we haven't found any items out of, right?
We have the second item in 7. We have the 2 items in level 6. We have not seen either of those yet. We haven't seen the 2 items in 9. We have the floor item in level 4. And I think that's it. Lack is about to find his level 7.
So johntabin might be thinking maybe he needs a key to get to one of these items that he hasn't found yet, thinking that's going to be what gets him where he needs to, like this key door right here.
You know, I think at this point, if you're either runner, if you have the items you need to get all the Triforces and get into level 9, Wand is no longer a factor. You just want to get into 9 and get the seat over with. Ooh, a bomb wall in level 7. That's a very rare sight. And John gives up another bomb capacity. He now has a maximum of 6.
He has to hope he finds that white sword bomb upgrade so he can get back to his normally.
Or get enough money to buy the bomb upgrade. Now, of course, he could find the wand and get the book, and then none of that matters. Lack is going to find his Triforce here in level 7. I don't think he sticks around. I think he just goes to 9.
Yeah, I would definitely go to 9 at this point. You're 90 minutes in. Your opponent has not got done yet. And you have the ability to go into 9. At this point, it's worth it to go in there. In worst case scenario, you have to go back out to find.
Plus, it's also a second quest level 9, which, generally speaking, is really not that bad to dig, as there's only, I think, 3 sets of transports. It's a 14... Wow.
Wow. Max hearts for the bomb upgrade.
That's like the least valuable bomb upgrade ever.
To answer the question in chat, where was level 9? It was at Vanilla Second Quest 7, which of course Lack just went in. So you want to talk about what we're looking for here in this 9?
So we are listening for the roar of Ganon. If we hear Ganon's roar, we know that he is one room adjacent to where the runner is. Wand in level 4. We're looking for a single shutter door that does not open when the enemies are killed. If that shutter door does not open when the enemies are killed, then we have found the location of Zelda and Ganon is required. Or if Ganon is not required, we're just looking to stumble across Zelda and say GG. And with that wand, so the wand was in level 4. That's kind of important, as JT could now choose to buy the book, and suddenly his bomb issues are no longer present, as he can just blow up every wall in existence.
Only problem there is he has 9 rupees. He kind of needs almost 200 more rupees to be able to buy it.
I mean, he's not been afraid to use gambling strats before. I doubt he'd be afraid to use them again.
But at 90 minutes in, do you take the time to do that?
Yeah, no. I don't think you do. Not at this point. Although now he's probably confused as to where he has to go, because he's already seen both. He's seen all the items out of every dungeon he's been to, except for the floor item in 7 and the items in 8.
So now the question, though, is where in this 9 is Zelda hiding?
I'm gonna say upper left ear behind a magic staircase that is blocked by a dig dogger. Or she could be right here.
Shutter room.
Well,
but
the shutter opened. Potential item room. I think you check this, even if you're not looking for stairs. Just It could be Red Ring, it could be Silver's.
And if Ganon's not required, you could come out of the staircase into Zelda's room. If she's not in her own room.
That is correct.
I don't know if it's possible to end up in her room if it is her room.
And some good heart and fairy drops there for Lack is going to keep his health in decent shape. JT is in level 1, and silver arrows found for Lack.
Well, now we know we don't have to leave 9.
The only thing he'd have to potentially leave 9 for is if he needs bomb drops or keys, but even then, I think he'd rather just farm the enemies that are in here. As JT is now back in level 1, he did not see the magic boomerang in here on his first trip.
Which, at this point of the game, that's going to be very disappointing to find.
Yeah, he will not be happy to see those, that magic boomerang. I wonder if Lack goes left at this point, seeing as he's seen a lot of that upper portion of 9. But now Lack is equipped to take out Ganon regardless of... Yes, use the bomb instead of the arrow. We've all done that. Lack is now equipped to deal with this 9, however it decides to behave, if Ganon wants to be required or not. He finds another Stair. Will this be the red ring? No.
Ooh, we got a single door coming out of a staircase. And Ganon is required.
Zelda has been found. Ganon is required. The question is, where is Ganon now?
Knowing how this game likes to troll, probably on the other end of the dungeon.
So, upper left ear. Got it. Lack is now back into the top center portion of level 9. He has been here already. I would not be surprised to see him go left here. JT gets a clock in the Starknut room that will get him his magical boomerang, at which point he will probably have many redacted statements. There's a hint, east and southwest of Skull, but is that truthful? JT picks up the magic boomerang, and it looks like he's mulling over his options as far as where he can go at this point.
He has to be close to the point of thinking I have to go back to 8 at this point.
Yeah, because his options are either go to 8 or start redigging everything, hoping he didn't mismark something. Neither of which is necessarily...
6 yet?
He does not have the recorder. He can't get into 6.
Oh, right. 6 is the recorder block dungeon. Sorry.
I mean, his only other option besides 8 would be to dig the magic, or dig the other item out of 7, as LackAttack does find Ganon.
Here's Ganon.
Oh! And gets Hyrule Drivered immediately. I doubt this is a 0 HP Ganon, as JT is going back to level 8. If he is thorough in his exploration of this 8, he will be rewarded, but it may be too little too late at this point.
I think even if he takes the right path here, it's too late for johntabin to come back, unless Ganon decides he's just not going to cooperate and get several Hyrule drivers.
There is that option. JT will find the meat block. He is going to opt to pay the meat block. And it's a 0 HP
0
Ganon.
HP Ganon.
And it's not even a room. It is a troll door for the meat block. Lack knows exactly how to get to Zelda.
Of course it's a troll room, the way this seed is gone.
I'm surprised there's doors, to be honest, sometimes. JT needs to bomb south in this room. He has found the bomb wall. He has found the staircase room, but Lack has found the Zelda. Everybody get your GG. As LackAttack will finish with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 2 seconds. And a well-earned victory it was.
And that does force game 3.
So this was a seed. JT needs to push this block. I don't know if he's aware that that's a push block room.
And just an update, I'm looking at the schedule here. They do actually already have game 3 scheduled. It's scheduled for the 23rd, which is tomorrow at the same time as this one was, 7 p.m.
It's very possible they may have opted to do that preemptively in the event that it was needed and then just say they need to cancel if it wasn't.
With that, I believe we have LackAttack here in the booth with us. GG, Lack.
Thank you. I brought my name to this seed. Lacking attack.
Yeah, this seed was a bit of an adventure.
Yeah, what was it like from y'all's perspective? I mean, it was really awful from my perspective.
Well, we were convinced up until you found the recorder and ladder in 8 that it was ladder blocked.
That it was ladder blocked?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and 8 was really weird. There's so many staircases. I don't know, I just kept finding staircases and no items, and then I found one staircase that took me to the top left. Hadn't really been to the top left, and then I died immediately to Manhandla while I was slow. And that was recorder, and then ladder in the next room's pretty brutal to hide them both. And it's so funny, it's right next to start, and I think you could have gotten there immediately if you just walked right there. I don't think you needed any items. So you could have had the recorder and the ladder in like a minute.
You did need at least one bomb to get to a bomb wall to get to the stair.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. But yeah, pretty wild.
So we have a question for you from chat. How did it feel only finding one Triforce 45 minutes?
Honestly, I guess I didn't really think about that, honestly. I didn't even know that 45 minutes had passed before I found the Triforce. It was just felt like I wasn't really finding anything because I wasn't finding good items. I found all garbage items for 45 minutes too, so the Triforces come eventually, I guess. But yeah, definitely took a while to get going.
For your reference, the magic key was in level 7 and the wand happened to be deep in level 4.
Okay. Yeah, the wand would have been nice. I even forgot that I bought the book. Like, that's how long the seed was until you just said the wand. The book would have been, or the wand would have been so nice because it's so funny. Those rooms in 5 were that 6 blue wizard room wasn't even required because the Triforce was the other way. I just went the way of more rooms, but I got a hint for the magic key, but then I got a hint that was wrong. So then I didn't really know what to trust. And then I got the southwest Ganon hint, and I said, let's just go for it anyway. It's either that or northwest. Because I had already checked the other two.
Just an update on the race. JT has thrown in the towel at this point.
Oh yeah, I see.
So you guys will be going to a game 3.
Yeah, it's exciting. Fighting for my tournament life. Hey, John.
Hey, Lack.
That was rough.
So where is the recorder? Because that has to be the answer.
It's in level 8.
Okay, so I
In
was
the
on
top.
track.
Yeah. Well, that means you didn't find the ladder either.
I did not.
So it was in the next room after the recorder. They were back to back.
Oh, they were both in 8. Okay, yeah, because I was ladder blocked elsewhere, but I tried like heck to get the blue ring, but then I kept losing at money making games, so I gave up on that. Plus, I needed the money for keys. I dug the any key out of 7. Dug 4 because I bought hints, and all the hints had been true up until the one that told me the recorder wasn't 4, and I dug out the wand on the floor. So I kind of narrowed it down.
Yeah, there was another hint. I had gotten the ladder, and then I got another hint that said the ladder was in the dead woods, and I was like, well, now what do I believe? But I did see that the any key was in 7, but I did not get it. That was the last Triforce I needed, so I just left. And
well, I was kind of my only lead, and every hint I had checked had been true up to that point. My only lead was to keep digging 4, so because I'd gone back to 1 and I'd gone back to 2, and boy, it's funny when you picked extra bosses. I was actually relieved because I was worried you would pick plus or minus 4 HP, or
I think we got that anyway.
Or bomb upgrades instead of swords, and both of those rolled into the seed. So yeah, basically it was it was everything that someone suggested in your Discord or in chat came up all together. So.
Yeah, I mean that was like one of the higher difficulties you could even have. Just
yeah, for sure.
There was no keys early. Like I had to decide, and I ran out of keys a couple times, and then I was one level. I guess I got like 3 or 4 keys because I didn't, because I had enough for 9, but might have even used 1 in 9.
Yeah, in Second Quest you usually are key starved, but you don't need that many for 9. So
yeah,
but I never got to 9 because I never got all the Triforces.
Ganon was also required too.
I assume 6 was recorder blocked.
6 was, yes, it was south of or like 2 north and 1 east of start.
Yeah, so I'd kind of I mean I was on the right track everywhere. It just was taking forever, and I got pretty unlucky because as soon as I saw the level 3 entrance was green, I knew we were dealing with mixed second, which means there wasn't going to be a lot of money. So I was looking at those MMGs, and it looked like I might, but the problem was there was a minus 43 something in addition to the plus 50, and I kept hitting it. So, and between the hints and the I just couldn't get up. I ended up taking 2 free potions and marking 1 because I don't think I ever saw the letter, and even if I had, I don't think I was going to be able to afford to buy potions because between arrows and everything else, it wasn't happening. But yeah, I guess they needed the channel for another race, right? So
cool. It was pretty rough.
Next race coming up is at 5 o'clock. At 9 o'clock on this channel, we have Dark Falls and Antlers coming up next.
Okay,
but we still have a few minutes if you guys have anything else you want to.
I am. How about 0 HP enemies tomorrow?
Let's do it. I think that's a great idea for based on today, man.
All right, so but yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for the rubber match, and
yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for the commentary, guys.
Yeah, thanks to everyone, and thanks for rolling the seed, Captain Green, I guess.
Yeah, really. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I was
It
getting
was.
blamed in chat for this one, so
What? What'd you say?
I was getting blamed in chat for this one. So
No, this was not a Garian seed. You know, it doesn't actually matter who rolls the seed. It's random, but we drew a lot of tough draws in this one. So hopefully whatever happens tomorrow, it's a little bit. It'd be great if we both finish, whoever wins. So
That's true. Yeah, it hasn't happened yet.
yeah. So let's aim for that tomorrow, and I will see you tomorrow at 7.
Great. Sounds good.
I think that is going to do it for us here. So please do stay tuned as we have Dark Falls versus Antlers coming up in about 10 minutes or so. And again, we do want to give a shout out to both of our runners, LackAttack 24 and John Tabin, our tracker behind the scenes, XRB, my co-com Gary and Old Wolf, and Captain Green 7 for providing both the seed and the restream today.
and thank you to my co-commentator Alsoa999. The links are in chat if you want to follow any of us. Be sure to check everybody out